Hello, welcome to Make It Make Sense with Auntie. Of course, I am Auntie, and I would like to thank you all for joining us tonight. We have a very exciting show for you tonight. And you know how we do, we wait for our family to show up, the co-host and everybody to show up. Before we get started, we always like to thank all of our sponsors, H&S Soap Company, Pedro Romero. We would like to thank him for all that he does for the Make It Make Sense with Auntie show and the team. Also to A&R Cleaning. Later on in the show, we will get those up. We want to go ahead and start off by shouting those out. My co-host, Ms. K, show out. They'll be joining us shortly. But before we get started, so we are going to kind of jump right in. Today, I don't know, the news been newsing. I've been getting a lot of messages. It's a lot of stuff going on. First of all, our thoughts and prayers are to the high school in Georgia that, they did have the shooting yesterday. I really don't like to talk about that because that's a very emotional topic. That's something that is still fresh, but you just want to send thoughts and prayers to everyone that has been affected. And if you don't know, that is something that is affecting us all. It's not just one city, one community. That's something that affects us all. Because we got to think about, we send our children out every single day. Let's see. So we got a couple of topics. Also, I see. All right. Also, we have another thing. We want to send our thoughts and prayers are to Olympian Rebecca, and I hope I get her name right. Chiptegi. I think I'm saying that right. She did pass away from her injury. She was 33 years old. She did participate in the Summer Olympics. She did lose her life. She was burned by her boyfriend on Sunday. He threw gasoline on her. She is from Kenya. So we want to send our thoughts and prayers to her family. It's sad. Anytime we lose a loved one, especially when we lose a loved one to domestic violence, I am a strong advocate for domestic violence awareness. It's sad that, she's a 33-year-old Olympian. She's just went in, competed. I think they say she finished 44th during the Summer Olympics. So to come home and lose her life to her boyfriend, I think it says that her father says that they were having an argument over a property dispute, and it escalated. He came into the house, poured gasoline on her, and she did succumb to her injuries this morning. So we want to send our thoughts and prayers out to the family of Rebecca Cheptegei, if I'm saying that correctly, and she is from Kenya. And when I was looking at that, when I looked at that case, it was kind of disturbing because I know we hear about the cases and everything that goes on over here. And it was like since 2016, at least 500 women and girls have been victims of femicide in Africa. And I'm like, wow, that's a lot. That's a lot for anybody, but that's in Kenya. So that's like in that particular place that they've lost over 500 women to genocide. And it was showing that in 2021, another Olympian, Agnes Jebel Terup, again from Kenya, was a runner. She was stabbed to death in her home by her husband. So that was in 2021. And then in 2022, Damaris Muti, I think I'm saying it, Mata, was actually found strangled in the home. Those are all Olympians that were found from some reasons ended up losing their lives for whatever reason. So we want to keep Kenya in our prayers. We want to think about, it's not just something that we deal with over here in the United States. It's something that we deal with everywhere. And, domestic violence awareness is something that we all need. So if you are going through that, you can contact me. Make sure you contact the abuse line that's in your area, because as we see, this is something, and it really doesn't care who you are. It doesn't care how much money you have. Domestic violence is just that, and you can lose your life. Okay. Another story that, it's like I say, it's some stuff going on in the news in the world, and we need to take heed to a lot of this stuff going on. And I know with me dealing with health issues, the safest place I wanted to go to, you know what I'm saying? The safest place I want to be able to go to is to a hospital, medical center when I'm dealing with my health issues, dealing with anything. The scariest thing is this article came across that a Florida doctor has had history of medical malpractice prior to his screw up, a recent screw up that he just had. So it's Ascension Sacred Heart Emerald Coast Hospital here in Florida. Dr. Thomas Shaskrowski, he was a general surgeon. Dr. Christopher Bacani, hospital chief medical officer. Apparently this man went into the hospital. Of course, we're not going to release his information. He went into the hospital for a laparoscopic splenectomy to have his spleen removed. The people say they was already hesitant about having this procedure done at the Florida hospital, but the man became ill, so therefore, we got to go and handle our business. They go to the hospital. They had this procedure performed, and instead of removing this man's spleen, they actually took the liver. He did lose his life. He ended up dying from the surgical procedure. The issue I'm having with this is that they told me that in 2023, this same doctor removed somebody's pieces of their pancreas instead of their adrenal gland. And that's scary. That's scary. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how many people, y'all go to the doctors, we go to the doctors, but it's scary when you go to somebody that's supposed to be the doctor, that's supposed to know, they're supposed to know all this stuff, and you're supposed to be able to feel safe. You know what I'm saying? Going to your doctor, and you go to the doctor and they don't even perform the surgery or the procedure that is supposed to be for you. They perform something completely different. And on top of that, he didn't even realize that he had removed the man's liver. He was still trying to tell them that they did, except for when they went back in to check his body to see what caused him to bleed out. They realized that he still had his spleen attached. And the spleen still had a cyst on it. Therefore, there was no way possible that he could have performed the correct procedure. Now, the last one, and this is, the topic today, I don't know if you followed behind, we are discussing safe spaces. I did ask a question on my social media pages. I asked it to women, but this show is not just about women, but I did ask women, do your men feel like as if you are a safe space? I did get a lot of responses from that topic because, I hear, and I'm not being funny, a lot of times if you make a post, even if it's gender specific, you're going to get the responses from both sides. So when I posted, and asked women, of course, I got responses from men, both men and women, which is what we aim for because we want to know how everybody is feeling. So we want to know. So we're going to talk about that in a little bit about safe spaces. But in doing so, we advocate, like I said, for domestic violence. We advocate for our children. Again, I was going through some cases. It had just came back up. This had actually happened in December of last year, but with school just going back in, this is something that we need to discuss. We need to talk about. This here was a California, and I'm pretty sure you probably heard it was December of last year. Like I said, California teacher uses mood calming stickers without parents' consent. And it was at the Options for Learning Head Start program in South El Monte. So just to give a little backstory, the mood calming stickers are, from what I gather, is like a melatonin. They use essential oils is to put the children to sleep, to calm them down. Now, y'all know I'm big on giving children medications, giving children melatonin if it's not your child. But for you to send your child Head Start, kindergarten, for you to send your child to school and teacher to take it upon themselves to issue your child some sort of medication because they don't have control of your child during a certain time of the day. Because that's what it is. Only time you give a child melatonin is when you want them to calm down because they were not doing what you want them to do. But the teacher apparently would remove the stickers off of the students prior to their parents picking them up. Unfortunately, a mother arrived at the school unannounced and found the stickers on one of her children, and contacted other parents, letting them know that this was something that was taking place. Because it was prior to that, they had parents had been complaining because their children had started having behavior issues. Their sleep patterns was messed up at home, and come to find out, it was a teacher that was giving them, that was providing them with a patch. And even when in one of the videos, the parents are asking the child, did you get a sticker? And the child is telling them yes. And then of course the teacher takes the sticker away prior to the children leaving. So we need everybody to make sure that you are being very, very careful when we're sending our children to school. When you send your children pretty much anywhere, when you going anywhere, you need to be very, very careful, because as we see, they are taking things, the stickers. And I mean, it kind of made me think, because I remember when I was young and they were saying, they talked about the LSD and the drugs and stuff, and it was like, oh, they put it on the stamp. Well, hello, how you doing? When they put it on stamps. So for me to see now that they're putting melatonin or calming, mood calming in stickers to place on children, that kind of bothers me, because like I say, I have a 3-year-old granddaughter that attends school, and she's on the spectrum. So I wouldn't want anybody to be giving her a sticker, because we have children that have different allergies. You have children that are affected different because they are on medications. I don't know if you're out there listening. If you have a child, this is a question that we're asking. How would you feel if you send your child to school and you learn that the school has been, not even just the school, a teacher has been providing your child with mood calming stickers, like a melatonin type thing, to put them to sleep during the day? Mr. Show, how you doing? We see your mic muted.
Yeah, I'm here. I'm in the streets trying to make it make sense. Studio, trying to get there.
I see. We appreciate that. But we was just discussing the parent that caught the teacher issuing, using mood calming stickers on their children to make them calm and then go to sleep. And the teacher would remove the sticker off the students before their parents would pick them up.
That's wild. I wouldn't want nobody to do my child like that, especially without my consent, And if my child is induced with any type of, drug or in their system, that's a lawsuit in itself.
Well, of course, the parents got lawyers, because you have children that take other medications. You have children that deal with other things that's going on. So now you are, you mixing whatever. Like, I know the comment was made that, it was a, they said, it's essential oils. Either way, essential oils can affect you when it's mixed and combined with other things as well. Children can be irritant to, different things on their skin. So I feel like, it did say that the teacher was fired from the school. But my question to you, do you all feel like firing is enough? Do you feel that firing is enough for a teacher that, basically drugs your child?
Nah, with that being said, they need to go ahead and seek jail time, That's right there and there, that you never know what long-term illness that could bring to the child, especially when the child has already been administered a different kind of drug. You don't know what the reaction will be. So that's similar to malpractice, They should not be prescribed or be administering something like that to a child.
Right. So you feel as if that firing is not enough, that it should be criminal charges should be looked at?
Yeah. Criminal charges should be brought upon, as well as, not only that they lose their job, but like I said, criminal charges need to be upon, and they should never, after getting out, should never get a license to teach or do anything around a child.
Right. I absolutely agree. I mean, I feel as if that's child abuse. I feel like, you know what I'm saying, you're endangering a minor because you are drugging that child, like I said. Um, I feel as if the parents, it should be something that should be done more to them because, like again, you don't know the child's mind frame. You don't know if that child takes medication. You didn't know if that child had any allergies, and you knew that it was wrong because of the fact that you were smart enough to take the patches off the children. The only thing that messed her up was one of the parents showed up early one day and saw the patch on them and then notified the other parents. The school, from what it says, that the school did end up, I'm not sure if they're back in for this school year. Um, I'm not sure, but we are they did, a lot of the parents did pull their children from the school once they found out what was going on, because they believe that it wasn't just one teacher, that it was a school-wide thing. So they did go ahead and pull kids. But again, I'm asking for all y'all comments, you know what I'm saying? Let me know, how would you feel? Do you feel that it should be more than firing is not enough? Should there be more criminal charges? Should, like show out says, should, they be banned from being able to work with children again? So do you feel like there's a type of remediation that can be provided when it comes to a parent, or a teacher in that situation? Do you feel like there can be a way that could be ramified what took place?
No, because I mean, there's no way of. I mean, I mean, they have to seek psychiatric help. You know what I'm saying? Because you got to figure out what was going through their mind when they did this. You know, but part is any other reprimand other than the jail time, they should not get off. No way, no how, no zero tolerance towards a kid.
Right.
That's how I feel.
All right.
That child didn't, that child didn't do nothing to deserve that.
Right. So, like this kind of the different topics that's been going on in the news, it kind of brought us to our topic. I know, like I said, I promoted it. I placed safe spaces. I asked the question, women, are you a safe space to your man? In some groups, I did ask men, are you a safe space to your women? I did ask parents, do your children find a safe space in you? So the topic is various, but it does come to safe spaces. A lot of the articles that we just discussed are people that were supposed to be in places of power, safe spaces, and somehow or some way that was violated. So today we are talking about creating safe spaces and being a safe haven for your partner. And when it's partner that's in the relationships with your children, pretty much any situation that you're in, is knowing how to feel safe, being able to feel safe. There's everybody has a different view of what safety is, what they require when it comes to safety. So you have to pretty much know where you lie at with that, with the person that you're dealing with at the time. Again, like I said, that could be your children, that could be your partner. But you want to always feel safe. So we are going to discuss that just a little bit, making sure that we know who our safe spaces are. You know what I'm saying? And if you are in a relationship, being able to create safe spaces with your partners, that's something that needs to be done. Because in a relationship, you need to be emotionally safe, and that means that you need to be able to be emotionally vulnerable without judgment. You need to be able to feel that way in a relationship. You need to know that when you're speaking to your partner or your best friend or your children, you need to be able to know that what you're saying is being effectively heard, that the person is actually listening to you, that you're not just speaking. It does require active listening. There's empathy and understanding. It does have to be a non-judgmental attitude with validation and support. Now, when it does come to, dealing with safe spaces, you have to make sure that you're not being taken advantage of, and that it is actually being provided a safe space, that you're not, giving safe spaces, and in your space that you don't have a safe space to go to is supposed to be something that is, it goes back and forth between you. Now, again, it maybe You might not feel as safe with a particular person for whatever reason that you feel. But whatever boundaries and safe spaces that you have set in place, both parties need to know what is taking place, and this is what is and what should be. So you both should be on the same page when it comes to recognizing what a safe space is and what you expect, from your safe space. Like the concept of having that safe space, the emotional safety. You should be able to experience that with your partner, with your family members. That's something that you should be able to have. It's not, to me personally, it's not up for grabs. It's not a question. You should be able to feel safe with those that you allow in your spaces. Did that make sense? So, that's one thing. You wouldn't go, you wouldn't want to go out to a restaurant, or you wouldn't go to a club where you've already having the thoughts in your mind, I don't feel safe. Like, you're not going to, I know me personally, I'm not going. If I go into a club and I see that it's like the one way in, one way out type situations, or if I go to the club and I see certain stuff, I'm gonna kind of think about that if I'm gonna feel safe in that. So I'm not gonna put myself in that situation. And you have to do that same thing when it comes to you. You personally, you have to be able to say, I need to be able to feel safe in the environments, in the rooms that I'm in. If that, I need to know that I can let my guard down. And that goes back to relationships. I asked the question, are you your partner's safe space? Does your partner feel safe with you? A lot of people, automatically say, oh, yeah, because I do this, I provide. You know what I'm saying? That's not actually being a safe space. Provisions, I understand, but being a safe space, it takes a little bit more. Again, like I said, that's active listening. Can your partner actively talk to you? Do you understand? Are you empathetic when it comes to it? Are you being empathetic, or are you being sarcastic when it comes to a person telling you? If your partner is going through something, they sit dealing with it, can you effectively communicate with your partner to let them know that you got them in the situation that they're going through? You know what I'm saying? Is that something that is shared? You got something to say, show out?
Well, you know me. I got a safe space. I feel I am a safe space. Uh, even without a person not, acknowledging that I'm a safe space, I know I'm a safe space. But I'm always willing to help. I have that heart, and I'm willing to listen and try and be there for each and everybody. So
So you would say that you
I'm
feel
a
that
safe
you're a
space,
safe
and
space.
I understand huh?
I say, so you said
With
that
all that,
that you
I
are a
do
safe
feel
space. Okay, and like I
yes.
said, safe spaces is people feel safe, and safe spaces are different for different people, different situations. Um,
You know,
because one area that somebody may need to feel safe in, that may not be the area that somebody else need to feel safe in. So safety, what I'm saying, is going to be different depending on the person. You there? I think we done lost him a little bit. He on his way. But we're going to go ahead. And so it's like creating a safe environment. And that's, offering practical tips and strategies for creating safe spaces, setting boundaries. You want to make sure that you set boundaries. Practice self-awareness. Again, that's knowing your
regardless of
surroundings.
if a person don't
He keep coming in and out. I'm not sure what's going on, but we'll get him back in a minute. You there? Well, I lost them again. But yeah, so setting boundaries, practicing self-awareness, using I statements, not always trying to include the you statements. Not all we try to use more I statements, take ownership, take accountability, and the showing physical affection. You want to make sure that you try to do those things, and those to show safety in those environments. Let a person know that they feel safe. It's not just about words that are being said. Actually show them actions that show them that they can feel safe, in the environment that they have created with you. I don't know. We still done lost him for a minute. I don't know. He'll come back to us in a minute. He done froze. Um, Hold on, we have a question up. Oh, we lost him. He'll be back with us in just a moment. Okay, so right, so I have a question. Right, so the question was asked. So if you're in a relationship and you're having problems with the communication, how do you feel safe? Again, so in any relationship, you are going to have to learn how to communicate effectively before you can do anything else. I mean, and being realistic, there is nothing that you can do until you learn how to communicate with each other, or and get to a ground where we're understanding a level where we both can agree to disagree, but it has to be yeah, it won't happen if there's no communication between a relationship. No. And what I'm saying, everybody's not gonna always, you're not gonna always get along. So I don't want people to sit here and think that I'm saying like, oh, you have to have a perfect relationship. You have to, no, it's not gonna happen, because there's no such thing as a perfect relationship. What I'm saying is that in order for things to go hand in hand, for a person to be able to feel safe with their partner, there's gonna need to be communication. You can't, there's no way to skip over being able to communicate effectively and jumping right into, the other parts of it, into a safe space. Because how am I going to feel safe with you if I've never sat down and known what it is that you can protect me from? And when I say that, you learn different things about different people all the time. All the time we watch the movies, we see the shows, people tell you they're going to do one thing, you get somewhere and it's completely different. You don't, you never know. No, I need to know, can I let my hair down? Can I let my guard down when I'm around you? Am I gonna always feel safe? It's not even just about actual safety. Is there emotional safety? Can I come to you? Can I talk to you? Can I feel safe releasing myself to you and not realize and not have to worry about it being thrown back in my face? Can I be emotionally, safe with you? Can I express my feelings to you and don't have to worry about nobody coming back telling me about pillow talk? And if you having that issue, that goes back to communication. Somebody is violating, because what's going on in your household. And I'm gonna say this. People make the comment, they say what goes on in your house stays in your house. I'm an advocate for, I don't believe that, because I feel like if something is bothering you, you should be able to discuss that with somebody. Now, I don't mean going out there being messy, telling everybody your problems. You tell people your problems that can help you in your situations or get you out of that situation. It's not about to be messy or to just be running around telling people. That's not what it is. We're not doing that at all. No, that's not what it is. So once so we've discussed the creating the safe spaces. We have to also be able to overcome the obstacles. So and overcoming the obstacles is discussing like common obstacles to creating a safe space, which includes fear of vulnerability. There's a lot of that that goes around. People are afraid to just be themselves because they're afraid of how a person is going to look at them. You also have to deal with and be able to get over past traumas. Communication barriers, offer advice over overcoming these obstacles. You have to be able to do that. When we get to a situation and you see a person that's dealing with something, you try to go to that person, you try to talk to them, you try to be empathetic with this person, you try to set boundaries with this person. But again, you cannot waste your time trying to make a person do something that they don't want to do. And if a person don't, they're not at that space where, I'm saying, you may want to feel safe with that person, and maybe it's just not meant. That's just not what it is. And I'm just gonna keep it 100. There are people that may feel like they safe spaces for whatever the reasons. I'm pretty sure there's a lot of narcissistic people out there that believe that they are what I'm saying, that they are safe space because that's what they tell you. Don't nobody want you. I protect you. I do this. We hear it in some different fields of work. You hear this stuff going on where a person will tell you that they will use that against you, but we don't, that's something that we don't never want to do. We want to be able to know that we are safe with those that are around us, that the people that we choose to be around, that we are in safe spaces, especially if you dealt with past trauma. You don't want to take that in. Now, okay, so I will say this. When you have past trauma, I'm not going to say that you hold on to that past trauma, but you learn you remember what you learned from going through that past trauma. And once you do that, then you are able to effectively go back and fight, you know what I'm saying, that trauma. That you're able to do when you become, when you get into a safe space, when you get into a relationship with somebody. And I'm gonna tell you, it's hard. Sometimes it is very hard, especially when you're dealing with people that have a lot of past trauma, that have unhealed trauma, people that have that, you know what I'm saying, they haven't healed, that they've been in a cycle, they've been conditioned for whatever the reasons. When you're dealing with people like that, it's hard sometimes, because a lot of the past trauma they're still holding on to, because it's been in a condition. It wasn't like something that just happened overnight. It's something that took time. So in order to make those people feel safe, it may take a little bit more. And what some people consider to be safety is not safety. So we have to make sure that we clarify what we feel that safety is in a relationship. We have to make sure that we completely understand, because like I say, there are people that look at certain situations and they may feel that it's a safe space, but it's not. But I, you know what I'm saying, again, I want everybody to remember, like, I want y'all to know, when you are in a relationship, when you're dealing with people, a safe space, we need, you know what I'm saying, you need to be in a safe space. You need to feel like you are safe. Mr. Showite, he should be coming back in soon. But yeah, you need to feel safe. You need to be able to know that you are feeling safe wherever you're at, with who you're at, leaning on each other in love. And life can be beautiful, but it can also be challenging. So I need you all to make sure that you are learning how to build trust and vulnerability. Communicate effectively and overcome obstacles and fears. Discover the power of emotional safety and how it can transform your love life. Tune in. And I do have a couple of yeah, I'm sorry. I'm on some medication. And again, if you've been paying attention, if you've been following Auntie, Auntie deal with some health issues. This is one of those weeks we're dealing with the HS. So of course my tongue is doing the whole swelling thing. So kind of tripping over some of my words. I'm gonna go ahead and put my little prompt down, because I was reading what we got going on. Like I said, Mr. Showout should be joining us shortly. Again, so we're gonna go back to the safe spaces. I want to thank all the listeners that tune in every week. And I want them to know, you can always tune in, you can always write in to, you can always respond to some of the questions. All right, Mr. Showout is back. So again, we're going to just recap on having safe spaces, building safe spaces, knowing when there's a safe space, not letting a person take advantage of your safe space, setting boundaries. Is there anything that you could add to safe spaces, or anything that you've learned?
Not really. I can add to the fact that I just want people, to like have a sense of understanding each other, so you can understand what they're offering as a safe space. You want to make sure that it's something that's within your classification of a safe space. And if it's not what you want, you let them know, hey, this is what I consider a safe space between us, and both of you guys work at it. That's how I see it.
I agree. I absolutely 100% agree. Also, again, like I said, that does work when it comes to relationships, but I want to make sure that everybody in your everyday life, that you are creating safe spaces for you. If you have any questions about what a safe space is, you can contact me. I do have a little booklet to go along with today's show, discussing safe spaces, what safe spaces are, setting boundaries, how you set boundaries. I'm telling you, listen, when I tell you, a lot of people sit around, you really, really want to take part in my webinars that we are about to do. They are very informative. It's a lot of information for them. This information you can go out and share with others. You know what I'm saying? Like I truly, I truly want to help others. I want to be able to be a blessing to other people, and I want to see everybody happy. So therefore, you know what I'm saying, I'm providing this information. Of course, there is a fee for some things, because you know we have to keep production and all that stuff going on. I try not to overcharge or overprice when it comes to some of the stuff that we have going on. Some of the things are a little bit more pricey, but there are full programs that you can actually take, and you know you can replicate these documents. You can go ahead and make copies and do all that to share the information with other people. So trust me when I tell you, once I make something or print something, I relinquish, you know what I'm saying, a lot of my rights to it, because I give it to you and I give y'all access to make copies and be able to do stuff with it. There's a lot of, like I said, a lot of different programs that I have created, a lot of information that I have attained. I'm trying to do some things in different areas to help some of the underprivileged, help some of those, you know, that's going through some issues. We're advocating for everybody. I'm gonna just be honest. It's a lot going on in the world, and it doesn't, death doesn't have a respect to person. Homelessness, being hungry, it doesn't care what color you is. When mental health, damn sure don't care, you know what I'm saying, what color you are. So those are the things that, here at Make It Make Sense that I'm trying to work towards, and I'm trying to help and benefit, I don't know. I try to do a lot. I try to do too much. Show out looking at me like, yeah, I overexert myself a lot, but I am trying to do a lot of this stuff that I want to be able to know that when it do come, Auntie is no longer here, or whatever happens, I want to know that I made a difference in the world, that, you know what I'm saying, by just using some of the resources and the things that go on, that, it was able to help at least one person. Whew. So, we missed the show out. He wasn't here for the beginning of the show, so we're gonna go ahead and turn the show over to him. Mr. Show Out, what you got going on? Well, I guess he done froze again. All right, so let me go back over here. He done froze again. We don't know what happened to him. If you, and while we're having a moment, if you are out there and you like to be a guest on Make It Make Sense with Auntie, you have a topic or discussion, something that you want to discuss, you can go ahead and inbox me at Lemons, LEMONS, Make It Make Sense, MAKEITMAKESENSE at gmail.com. You can send it over to me. Trust me when I tell you, I read every single letter. I respond personally to all of my letters. If you know what I'm saying, and it's not I was going to say if and when I can, if you would like to be the topic on the show, I will discuss those on the show. Some of my topics have come from letters that we have received, and the responses. So again, if that's something that you're interested in, you can go ahead and write into the show so that we can get those topics up there. Right. So he'll be back with us shortly. Again, so right now, I'm just gonna ask the question. So my people that's out there dealing with HS, acne, and versa, how are y'all doing today? It's been with me, the weather, and I want y'all to make sure y'all taking care of yourself. And that's anybody that's dealing with these skin issues, y'all need to make sure you take care of yourself, okay? I want y'all to make sure that you're getting a lot of moisture, you make sure that you're drinking enough water. Because we catching hell. We're real deal catching hell right now. It's a lot that is going on, and we want to make sure that we are drinking plenty of water, that we are staying hydrated. We don't need you out there passing out because it's very, very hot out here. Very, very hot out here, and we have people passing out. Can't hear you.
It's hot.
Right. So we have people.
Y'all stay dehydrated. Drink up all the water.
Stay hydrated, not dehydrated. Hydrated. Make sure y'all stay hydrated.
Hydrated. You can tell I'm
I
dehydrated.
drink more water.
I
Yeah,
am.
drink more water. Drink water and not Arizona energy drinks. Okay, so right. He need to be doing shout outs for Arizona energy drinks. But you know what I'm saying? For real though, it's very, very hot outside. We are in September and it is still almost 100 degrees in Florida. I'm loving the cool nights. Cool nights. We loving the cool nights. The mosquitoes, they can keep that. The downpouring of the flooding rain. Like we really have people in boats where I'm from right now. They might be done dried up some, but I know yesterday they was actually in boats because the people was flooded in where we live at. So
Guarantee that day ain't gonna. This here ain't gonna heat. It got dried up all that.
I don't know. This it's just
It's
been
so hot. I know it dried it up.
right, right. It's one of them days. It's a little warm and stuff. It's it's very hot. And we, like I said, we need to make sure we're being careful because I know I seen a couple of youth. There was a little boy, I'm not sure where he was from, a sports player that lost his life, passed out on the field, dehydrated. We got employees, people working on the side of the road, working for these companies. Again, y'all know in Florida, this is why y'all need to pay attention. They passed that law where you ain't got to give your employees water. So we have employees that's passing out outside in this heat. So we, you know what I'm saying? Y'all got to make it make sense. You really have to make it make sense in the situations. Pay attention to what's going on around you, because there's a lot going on, especially in this world today. Especially in this time, pay attention. Y'all know September it normally be getting cool for us because we getting ready for Halloween. And if you know Auntie love Halloween, so that's that time of year. You know, we get our little sweaters. I seen a little dude making a little joke about the little cardigans. Oh yeah, you know it's fall in Florida because you got a little cardigan sweaters. A lot of the girls finna start wearing them boots. Yeah, but nah, me, I like this weather, especially when it gets to be a little cooler. Because if you're from Florida, you know it's hot all year round. All year round. Even when it get cold, you'll have them days where, you know, some Christmas we run around here with flip flops and shorts on. All right. Right. Exactly. Exactly. When we are in Florida and you have, I mean, and it's just not Florida. I can only speak of Florida because that's where I live at. I visited some other places, but when we're here in Florida, I can only speak of the weather here in Florida. I've been to Vegas, and I think it was like April time. You know what I'm saying? I just left from. I'm gonna tell you something. I take that back. North Carolina, South Carolina. It is hot. I went there this past weekend, and the heat is a different heat. I've been to Georgia, I've been to, you know what I'm saying, different places. But this past weekend I did. I went to North Carolina and it was very, very hot. It was very, very hot. It was very, very hot. Um, all right, so I have a question from my Walter. Do you think communication the biggest barrier between men and women? My ladies do not understand me. Honestly, Walter, I do. I believe that communication is a big part of what goes on in a relationship because if you can't communicate effectively, you know that's when a person feels like they're not understood or they're not being heard. So I mean, when it comes to what type of things don't they hear you or they understand you? If not the prior lot, but if they say like they don't understand, is it something that you particularly that you're asking for, or is it something that you want? Like, what is it that they don't understand about you? Because I know, like, communication, I'm a big advocate for communication. Show how to tell you, we argue. I'm not gonna say that we don't. We bump heads. We go through it because I am very big on communication. I'm very, very big on it. I like to know. It's not about prying in your business. It's like I like to be detail oriented, so I know what's going on, what moves to make. So I am very, very big on communication. I will get upset. I will shut down if I feel like a person is not listening to me, or let's say, Wesley, we are from Australia. You don't even know hot, girly. We are smeltering down. And see, Wesley, I understand. And see, and that's probably true. Let me know, how hot does it get in Australia? Like, how hot is it in Australia? Um,
Bring my own glacier.
you gotta bring a right, because I mean, I know, I'm pretty sure that it gets very, very hot going to other places. I know I probably couldn't deal with it because we get them 90s, upper 90s, 100 degrees, and I'm an all-time no. And it's because I do have breathing issues, so I do deal with breathing issues. Ooh, Wesley say it's 104 with 100% humidity. So ridiculous. Yes, Wesley, we're about 10, 15 degrees beneath that. We do have a little. It's not really humid, huh?
I won't cook in the house. I cook right out there in the street.
Oh, well, you already know, baby. When it's hot, I cook absolutely nothing in my house. The stove, the kitchen does not open until the sun goes down. So is every man for themselves prior to the sun going down when it's hot? Ain't no way. Ain't no way. At 104 degrees with 100% humidity, I know it's beautiful, but baby, that's hot. So Wesley, what do y'all like? So when is this hot outside? What is it that y'all do for recreation? I mean, is there like water parks? Is there something that they do? Like what is it that y'all do like when it's that hot outside? Because I know I don't want to go out the door here. I will not try not to. And Mr. Walter, let's say we are outside cooking right now. We go nowhere and do nothing, too hot to move around. I 100% agree. I absolutely agree, Wesley. I spend the majority of my time inside my house, inside my Make It Make Sense studio, which is my studio. I'm gonna say 80% of my life is pretty much spent in that studio, or between the two here and there. I go out rarely, but is when it's hot. I don't, because I do live with hydrogenated suppurativa, which is actually made worse by heat and stress. So being outside, me and outside just don't get along together unless it's one of those days where it's not so humid and my skin, you know what I'm saying, is not as bad. But me with a lot of heat, and I know that I need my vitamin E from the sun, so I do try to go out and be in the sun, but I know I can't be out there a lot because it does irritate me. And I'm a brat when I get sick. Am I a brat, Short?
Yeah, you are.
Whatever.
You called it right out.
I be in pain.
I understand. I understand. And you know what I'm saying? The only person can make you feel better is those doctors that know what the hell you're going through, and they can be able to say, okay, let me give you this, let me give you that. This should work in 5 minutes. This should work in 10 minutes. Versus me rubbing you, me trying to, tell you it's gonna be okay. That ain't gonna work.
Right, because it'd be aggravating. But I'm gonna make sure, you know what I'm saying, before we leave, I am definitely, I probably missed the show. It was months ago. We did a show with Mr. Pedro Romero, and we discussed the hydrogenated suppurativa. It is the time for the seasons are changing now, so I do want to get him back on the show, so that we can discuss that with everything that's going on in the world today. A lot of people are dealing with a lot more skin issues. We're having a lot of, breakouts. You're having people experiencing different things, skin cancers. And so we want to get him back on the show so that we can discuss some of this pain, the ways that we can deal with it, different things. I know I could teach the class by myself if I want to, but I prefer to have him with us because he does provide a lot of knowledgeable information. He does also own the HS Soap Company, which provides a lot of relief to those out here that are dealing with different skin issues, Like I said, acne inversa, hydrogenatus suppurativa, eczema. I literally have been giving out samples of the soap, and we have been getting remarkable, feedback from those that have been using the product. So if it is something that you are interested in, you can always reach out to Auntie, and we'll make sure that we get you a sample order out to you. If you would like to make a donation to the show, it's always Auntie AUNTI 79. Addison, does he do anything for? Yes, yes, Addison. Eczema. If you are dealing with acne inversa, if you are dealing with any of those issues, you want to make sure that you reach out. It's the HS Soap Company. His name is Pedro Romero. I can get the information over to you, but most definitely he has products for a wide range of things. The soaps that he has is remarkable. A lot of my scarring, you really can't see up close, but I did use a lot of the soaps. Like I said, I do live with HS. I'm also a domestic violence survivor that was completely scarred up. I had cuts in my face. My throat was slit. Excuse me. I had stab marks. All right, it's a HS soap company. He does have a special $39.99 that gets you 5 bars of soap. I'm telling you, you really want to reach out and use these products. They are very, very helpful. My granddaughter has eczema. She has very severe eczema up her arms. We use that on the arm to get rid of some of the markings and the itching. His products, I know he does use coffee in some of the products to remove the odors and the smells for those that deal with that. Me, myself, personally, I get masses. I also, experience the eczema. I have those different issues. Like I said, I do have a couple photos of me actually using the products before and after, so you can see what it does. But like I said, of course, eczema is something that you really, really, real deal with. Like, if you can actually, Addison, if you can get your information over to DC for me, I can actually send you a sample of the product and you can test it out and see how it works for you before you actually have to go out and spend any money for it. We would get that over to you, so it's something that you can try. We can ship it. All right, how you doing, King Double? Yes, sir. We're gonna have to get Mr. King Double on our show. He's somebody everybody want to know, so we're gonna make sure we get him up here one day. He is a person that we would all like to know. He does some production. He's written some books. He's done a lot, so we're gonna make sure that we get him as a guest on one of our upcoming shows. Before we leave out, because I know time is running down, Mr. Show Out, what you have going on?
Well, I want to say I'd like to thank everybody that chiming in.
Not sure. Not sure if he froze or not. Yeah, we done lost him. He'll be back. We lost you. He'll be back with us shortly. Just to piggyback off of him, we do want to thank everybody that continues to tune in every week with us. I am trying to go for bigger and better things. I truly want to thank BFAM 109.6 for everything, especially my DC. DC know I get on his nerves, and I'm okay with that because I have learned so much. This month is actually this month will be 1 year that I have been with the BFAM family. So of course we want to make sure that we get Zoe on our upcoming show. And speaking of Zoe, we are super excited for Zoe. So I want to make sure that y'all stay tuned. Don't go too far, because beginning at 7 tonight, you can now catch 2 hours. Not just one, you get 2 whole hours of Speak That Shit with Zoe and Cushwick. And I mean, listen, I need y'all to go over and make sure that y'all are here tuned in. And make sure y'all join so that y'all can hear him. Because if it wasn't for Zoe, I would not be here. We want to do a shout out to AR Excellent Cleaning. If you are in the Tampa, Brandon, Riverview area, you need cleaning services, your kids back in school, you back at work, you just ain't got time, the prices is affordable, make sure y'all reach out to AR Excellent Cleaning. And I don't have it, but we want to say happy birthday to Luella's Cleaning. Their birthday was yesterday. Luella was one of our first sponsors that we actually advertised for. So shout out to Tiger and them and what they have going on. We're going to try to get them on the show as well. So it's a lot of stuff going on for the month of September. I have a lot of deals going out. Y'all be looking for the, actually right now for $109.60 is the price for BFAM 109.6. For $109.60 right now, I have an advertising package that if you have a business product and you are looking to advertise on Make It Make Sense with Aunti, that includes an interview, that includes a graphic flyer that is downloadable. It also includes some airtime on the show. So if you are interested, right now you get $109 for $109.60. You can get, and that is included for the entire month of September. So if you go ahead and pay the $109.60, I will advertise your business for the entire month of September. And that is not just on the Make It Make Sense with Aunti. That will be on all social media pages that are linked to us. We will make sure that we promote you. If you have any items, any products that you want to give out, this is the time you get that over to us, and we will make sure that we get it out to our listeners and our followers. Again, we want to thank everybody that tunes in to Make It Make Sense with Aunti and makes it possible. Hopefully, we'll be able to get our guest on next week. We thought they'll be here, but everybody has very busy schedules. Sometimes they can't make it in. But again, we will reach out to see when we will be able to get them back on the show. Because trust me, these two guests you don't want to miss. Of course, y'all met Rob before, but Miss Anubia Storm, she has a voice like an angel, and we want to get her on. Mr. Show Out.
Yeah, I'm back. I'm sorry about that, but yeah, I don't know if y'all heard me. Wesley heard me that go ahead and reach out to us so we can. I got a special package I'm gonna get him for being, a first time guest on our show.
Right.
We got a couple
of them. Listen, we got a couple of them because Addison, King, Double. We would like to thank all of those that tuned in tonight. Those are our new listeners.
Yeah. As well as I got some things going on, trying to get things going on for you for this book, the webinar, which I'm trying to mini series that I'm working on, as well as an Aunti inspired book on the music industry.
Oh yeah, for my dance, because we still ain't finished with that. We got the beat, but I still ain't got the all the words, and I still need the moves for my dance because I need my dance. But again, I want to thank shout out to King Double for joining us tonight. We appreciate him and everything that he does. Shout out to Addison and Wesley, and of course we have to do our shout out to Walter, who tunes in faithfully. Walter, let me know what it is that they're not listening to you about so we can see what it is so we can make sure they listen. And we'd like to thank everybody for tuning in this week. We will see you next Thursday at 5 p.m. Make It Make Sense with Aunti and the family.
I tuned in to speak that shit.
Right.